Hakkiyoi listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome back. If you want to learn more about sumo, go back to the early episodes where we talk about how sumo works, the rules, how to watch sumo outside of Japan, and what all the rituals mean. Today we'll look at the sometimes controversial exception to sumo, Shinitai, or dead body exception. The Shinitai, or dead body rule, seems to gain a lot of comment in sumo and certainly on social media. The confusion over the dead body rule and similar exceptions comes from the basic premise of sumo. To win, you must make your opponent leave the ring first or touch the ring with any part of their body other than the soles of their feet. When we see Rishiki touch down first as the opponent is jumping or falling out of the ring, and the Gyoji, the referee, calls the win for the Rishiki who touched down first, well, doesn't social media light up? It's unfair, they say. He touched first. Well, effectively, when the opponent is in the Shinitai, or dead or dying body position, it means that they are either falling where they've lost their balance completely or are completely outside the ring, even if airborne, and they would be unable to win or recover from the position that they were in. Even if the other Rishiki touches outside the ring first or touches down first, they will be declared the winner. Why? Well, the judges and the referee look at who was in control and who was still able to win the bout. If the Rishiki is falling in such a way that they are uncontrolled, or it may be clear that they've lost their balance completely, or they can't recover from that position, that means they may be in dead or dying body position. Also, if in avoiding an opponent as the opponent falls, they jump clear and they leave the ring in the air, as Ura did in his Day 14 bout of the May tournament against Kotonowaka, well, they can be said to be dead body. You can see this bout in replay on the Grand Sumo app if you check out Ura's bouts from the May tournament. Remember, this app gives you some free replays before you need to pay the subscription fee. It's pretty good, it's got a lot of information. Ura and Kotonowaka were engaged in a pretty lengthy grip battle and trying to defend from a grip on each other when Ura started to go backwards at a pretty good pace. Kotonowaka pushed hard forward on the attack and Ura jumped backwards to avoid Kotonowaka, similar to a Hatakikomi slap down. As he jumped, Ura effectively jumped backwards enough that his entire body left the ring in the air. Check out the image on my Let's Learn Sumo Twitter account. You'll see Ura completely in the air outside the ring as Kotonowaka is about to touch down. So Ura was judged to have lost due to the dead body rule or exception, as he was unable to recover a position within the ring even if his opponent touched down. Kotonowaka was judged to have won by Oshidashi push-out as the Kimirate technique. In the July tournament, there was some debate in the Tobizaru versus Nishikigi bout. There's possibly a dead body or dying body exception called, as he was in the air as he left the ring and when his opponent Nishikigi fell forward and touched down. Nishikigi was declared the winner by Oshidashi push-out officially. Tobizaru was in the air with a toe just on the bails as Nishikigi fell forward and touched the ring outside with his hands. The match was called for Nishikigi without a mono-e. Was it dead body rule? Well, the Gyoji referee is entitled and responsible for calling a winner in every bout. Unless he's challenged by the judges or another wrestler, it stands. Otherwise, judges can call a mono-e judges conference and discuss the matter. And so the judges didn't call a mono-e in this occasion, so the ruling stood. Nishikigi was the winner. We may never know whether the Gyoji actually called a dead body rule. There's a lot of comment on social media about that one. Another one is effectively if the stronger Rishiki wrestler pushes his opponent out of the ring with sufficient force that his opponent is still in the air at the time the Rishiki steps out because of momentum, the one who stepped out may still be called the winner. The losing Rishiki, while in the air, has no chance to recover. Very similar to the dead body rule. The only question in the Nishikigi bout was whether Tobizaru still had his foot on the bails at the time. The mono-e for these types of wins usually takes quite a while as they discuss the intricacies of who was on the attack, who was in control, and whether the opponent had left the ring. In English terminology, we might say this is the lame duck rule. Anyway, this discussion can look at the context of the match in terms of who is attacking, who was defensive at the time, and this context can add to the judge's decision. In the end, if a rishiki is judged to be unable to recover or totally outside the ring, they will generally be called Shinitai or dead or dying body rule and lose the bout. It's a complex and pretty much subjective decision by the judges and the referee, the exception but not that rare in really close bouts. So keep an eye out for the dead body rule next time you watch the sumo tournament coming in September or maybe later. Join the conversation on social media. I'm sure everyone will have an opinion. Let me know what you think on my Instagram, my Twitter and my Facebook at Let's Learn Sumo. Subscribe to the podcast for new episodes and reviews of the tournament and new episodes every week. Thanks again for joining me, Hakkiyoi listeners. Enjoy your sumo.